Hi, welcome back to Smoking Cheltenham. How you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you had a good weekend. Um, shouldn't be too long today's video. Sort of relevant racing action's been fairly thin on the ground this week. Sort of relevant to Cheltenham anyway. We got a bit of news to cover. Yeah, we'll cover a few races anyway. We'll chat about what has happened, and I've got a 33 to 1 bet for you, ante-post for Cheltenham. Right then, so we'll do the news first, and yeah, we'll have to kick off with fast or slow. Yeah, no King George entry for fast or slow. Horse is fine. I don't know, just boggles my mind. This, to be honest, I got he were the one for my Christmas money this year. I backed him at 12s, and then when the trainer came out and said King George was the target, topped up a fair bit at the tens. We also had him in that life changer as well, so we fell at the first there. Um, yeah, what can I say? Anti-post, it's just brutal. It is brutal at times. Um, we had the thing with the brighter days ahead as well. This did a 180 on that one. Yeah, it can be a brutal game. I mean, when you think about it, we're putting money on horses running round the field months away. It's absolutely mental, isn't it, really? you know, if you play this anti-post game, the attrition rate is quite high. That's to be expected for a multitude of reasons. So, you need a fairly thick skin to play the game. You need, what's the word now? One of them buzzwords in it escapes me anyway. But yeah, you need fairly thick skin. Um, and just remember as well, it is just a game, isn't it? Nobody died here. You need that sense of perspective. Resilience, that's it, yeah. That's one of them words, isn't it? Yeah. I say that's a key attribute for any gambler, really. You need a fair amount of resilience there. But yeah, that one died. I, I'd give you a reason, but I ain't got one. I don't know. Like I say, it just boggles my mind. It looked perfect for the race to me to not get an entry. I don't know. I have no explanation for it, so I'm not going to make one up. So apologies if you follow me in on that. I feel your pain. I do, trust me. It's just one of them things. You have to move on. We move on. That's done now. Other news, Flooring Porter. Yeah, he's out for the season. Probably not really affected too much anti-post, I'd say, but yeah, he'll be a miss this season. He's a bit of a legend, isn't he, that guy? He was going for the national, weren't he? Gubbitt's Cross has been entered for the Betfair, so Grey Dawning's not going to have it all his own way there. American Mike been plastered all over the media for this trade town he has, which will be fine, but we're not on yet, are we? Yeah, I put him in that 10 to follow there for the trade town. I've just checked again. I'm checking like more times than I care to tell you, like a day for prices for that trade town. I'd expect they'd land today. I mean, the entries are out. Um, but that's going to shave a few points off the price, I'd suggest. I was thinking we'll get somewhere between sort of 7s and 12s first show ante-post. I you know, I think more 5s. I'll take the 5s, I think. Any lower than that, I don't know. But I've got to be on the guy, you know. He's just, you know, he can still step on a stone or something, can't he? You know, and you are playing ante-post. For all that it seems his target, like, you know, and the jockey's booked, you know. Yeah, so that's not good, really. That's definitely shaved a few points off his price there for us. Yeah, I mean, looking at the ante-post prices they've got, you know, they've had for a while, like Ginny's Destiny and I saw Enos and stuff there. They're sort of around the 7-2 mark, so that might be what we're looking at, which is just not attractive, is it, ante-post, for a competitive handicap like that. So that's not good either. It's not been a great week all in all with on the news front for us. The last bit of news I want to cover there, really. I had a look at these Drinmore entries. Hartwood's there. Yeah. Now, Hartwood is a 155 rated second season chaser who I'd have as like a Ryanair contender at this stage. You know, I mean, it's only 2.5 this. I'd say ideally you'd want 2.6 for him. I'd say 2.6, 2.7. And no, Henry suggested they were going to try the 3 mile again. But it's a stiff old track, Fairyhouse. I mean, last year, Iron Maximus came here, didn't he? Irish national winner, who went on to win the national. You know, it's a horse like that, a horse like Hartwood, that is a stiff task for any like one race novice to beat, you know. Now, he's also entered that horse we gave a good mention to last week, American Tom. Gorgeous Tom. He just took out grade 3, I think. This would seem a natural progression for him. So maybe he'll run in, but if Hartwood comes here, I think he'll take some whacking, you know. I think something's got to be done about this. It just doesn't seem right to me that these horses can run in this race. But we have to play the game presented to us, don't we? So even though the trip might be a shade short, like I say, it's a stiff track there. You know, I think he'd take the world of beating here. So if you get Whiffy's going to run here, I'd keep an eye out for the prices. He'd be one I'd be interested in, you know, for that. And that's kind of the news covered off. We haven't had much luck with these ante-post up to now, have we? But that's the way it goes. Right, the racing we did have then. Tuesday, Fairyhouse going good. 3 mile beginners, we got to see Croke Park here. He beat Innis Emery 3/4 of a length. He just sort of led from start to finish. He edged left at a couple, but nothing like as dramatic as like on Erdl's debut at Clonmel. He got in close to the 6 and sort of danced his way nicely out of trouble there. He was close again at the next, but again he was clever there. He jumped brilliantly here, he did. Don't do too much in front this fella, I don't think, and the bare form's nothing to get excited about, I guess. He'll come on plenty for this. In truth, I still don't know if he's going to make up into like a Grade 1 horse or just like a good class handicapper. You know, but I've kind of got a soft spot for him. He's one of those, you know, I saw in the bump end, just thought, wait till this fella goes over fences. And so, waited a couple of years for this. I'd say he'd be a shade better going left-handed, and his jumping here will hold him in good stead in novice company. So that was kind of all good. But, and it is a but, it was found after the race to have blood in both nostrils. It could be nothing, or it could be something, and that kind of just sounds a note of caution there going forward with him. Hopefully it's nothing, and you know, but if he's one of those that sort of burst blood vessels and stuff, that could limit his potential going forward, you know. So that's just something to bear in mind with him. Yeah, it didn't go off to a great start at all this week. The horse I put up there, What's Up Darling, yeah, hopefully you avoided that one. She was kind of looked fine through most of the race and then just wildly veered off to left somewhere, I don't know. It was kind of off my watch list, that horse now. Maybe did actually find the ground a shade quick, you know. I thought it might like this ground, but maybe not. Maybe wants to go the other way. Find his level in handicaps and he'll pop in some, you know. But yeah. Alright, Friday, Exeter going good. Yeah, 2 mile, 1.5 Grade 2 Holden Gold Cup. JPR1 beat Jello 3/4 of a length, Sans Brute, and a late length back in third. Yeah, great history this race. Love this race. You know, I like these. It's still called the Holden Gold Cup. But I like that. You know, things change all the time. You know, races like this is a bit of a rock to hold on to in this ever-changing sea of change. Like, you know, not on a Tuesday anymore, but I can just about cope with that. Yeah, he was settled behind the leaders here, moved through travelling strongly 4 out, took a clear lead over the last one well. He's got a touch of class, this horse, he has. But he needs circumstance to fall right for him, I'd suggest. He needs like decent ground, he needs a strong pace, ideally a lead to the last, as he does nothing in front, he can pull himself up in front. But when he gets all them things, you know, he moves like a classy horse. He's got a great jump in him, you know. He's nice, but he does just need things just right for him, I'd suggest. Over here, behind John Bon, there's nothing. There really isn't. So, you know, he could be in for a nice season mixing it in the graded races over here. You know, in terms of Cheltenham, no, not really, but, you know, there weren't many of them horses around this week. I like him, though. So he's got a touch of class when things are just right for him. Yeah, on a weekend really notable for Paul Nicholls, smashing up Wincanton with a 5-timer there. You know, and a few notable high-profile defeats. Cheltenham Clewsworthing on the ground. One race worth a mention, I guess, Aintree on Saturday, the going good again. 2.5 mile novice Mr. Meggitt beat off the jury, nearly 5 lengths here, best part of. He was settled mid-division, he came through travelling strongly into the straight. Took it up narrowly 2 out, but he didn't go, did he? The jockey just sat there, still cantering all over his rivals. thankfully for him and his connections, he put in a good jump at the last. He was shaken up and he just quick and smartly clear there. For me, Cheltenham now, but he should make a cracking chaser. He kind of already jumps like he wants fences. He's a really nice prospect going forward. He's the nicest one John Joe's had for a while, I'd say. I think he said the same, like, you know, I'd say it's more about next season with him, but he can probably take quite high rank in the novices over here, you know. Yeah, we mentioned there were a few high-profile reverses. First of those, then, Sunday at Naas, again good yielding places. Grade 3, 2 mile Barberstown, Castle Chase. Quilixios beat Marine National 7.5 lengths here. Quilixios, yeah, he made all under positive ride. This was a good performance. He's a nice horse when things fall right for him. Gut feeling he's a kind of grade 2, grade 3 horse, but we'll see. Marine National, he jumped sketchily here, he did, but he still moved up looking a threat, swinging for home. But from there, Quilixios just stretched away again. For me, this didn't look the same horse we saw on Chase debut last season, when he just travelled and jumped everywhere, you know. Everything were in his favour here. He was well favoured at the weights. The ground were right for him. He came in fresh, and his record fresh is fantastic. Considering this, personally, I wouldn't expect him to go forward from here. I think he's more likely to go the other way. I couldn't really have him on my mind for Cheltenham, you know. It's just my view. I'll get plenty wrong, but yeah, I'll just tell you what I think. Sandown, yeah, another one. 2 mile novice handicap chase, Jericho de Rapide. Wow. I didn't see, but apparently he played up before the start. The second fence. Wow. He must have cleared it before foot. I've been watching racing 30 odd years. I don't think I've ever seen a jump like that. Wow. He's athletic, you'd give him that. Despite this and some pretty ordinary jumping along the way, he did move up looking alright before getting the last of the railway fences just all wrong. You know, I expect if they'd have thrashed him, he might have won, but, you know, he were pulled up shortly after that and just minded him. It's clearly not a great start for Jericho to his chasing career. Unlike Marine National, that I just won't put a line through him just yet. You know, plenty went wrong for him here. You know, Nicky's he's been at the top of his profession for a long time. He's good in it, and he'll be working on a few things with this fella. The next start should tell us all we need to know. You know. You know, no reason he shouldn't take to chasing, but sometimes they just don't, do they? Despite their looks. Facile Vega. Rest in peace. Yeah, and that's about it really on the racing front this week. Back to him. It's been that sort of week. Yeah. Always have a spare. Yeah, we've seen I'd say a few mares novice hopefuls this week, kind of get the season underway. I know Power yesterday clearly has gears highly regarded by connections, has much work to do on her jumping. Total display jumping, but she's got gears. See if she'll learn from that. She could develop into Mare's novice hurdle horse. Let It Rain came out midweek, ran a lovely race despite getting beat. Come on a ton for that, I'd suggest, and could develop into Mare's novice hurdle type. I bet though comes in this division, the Mare's novice hurdle. I think those two are about 16-1, like double that price, and the selection is Qualamita. And we're going to have a point each way at 33s, and that's just generally available. My fiver each way has probably shifted it at 365. It's into 20s there, but everywhere else is still 33s for now. Connections paid a cool $500,000 for her after an impressive point-to-point win. She won that by 30 lengths. She only had the one start last season. She ran a promising race there, nice sort of third behind Night and Day. A nice looking horse of Gavin's, who's beaten just the 5 lengths. Now I remember that day, I think she were put in on the early prices 8 to 11 or so the evening before. She drifted right out to 9 to 4. The money came for Night and Day. She got fairly smashed up into 5 to 4 and always looked the winner in the race. Qualamita though, she did move through the race nicely. She came with a run there and it just sort of flattened out in the last furlong. I weren't sure what had happened to her, but apparently they just put her away after that race. Now, they had a little cosy sit down. A few people at, I think it was Nace or something, after some gallops earlier this week. There was a Eagle from IrishRacing.com. The fella there from the Racing Post that does up in the ante. Gavin Cromwell, Gordon Elliott, Jack Kennedy and Lisa O'Neill. This is the reason why we're not going to get the price we were hoping for American Mike, because he got a good mention there, and subsequently it was all over the media, that weren't it? But they did have a little chat about this mare too. Now, Gordon said she's going to be a top class mare this year. Jack said she's after strengthening up an awful lot this year. Now, it seems after that run, she was probably just a little on the weak side, and they've just put her away to strengthen up. Pardon me. I think we're going to see a different Qualamita. So I got that sun again in here. I think we're going to see a different Qualamita this season. Right, this bet, the timing's good, I think, because she's going to be entered up to run in a Mare's Novice Hurdle at Navan this weekend, along with another mare, Magic Boom, who's also probably one to look for. The target's nailed. She can only run in this race. She's likely to be Gordon's number 1 for this race. Like I say, Magic Boom would be the other one seemingly vying for that position. As such, I think 33-1's just too big. The timing's good if she takes up entry this weekend and wins well. So it's getting worse, can't see her. If she wins well this weekend, next time I see her, we could be looking at 10s or 12s for her. if she's Gordon's number one, which seems likely, then she's likely to be on the day in the first three in the market, and she'd have she's likely to hit the frame there at least. So yeah, 33-1 looks nice for her, I'd suggest. Yeah, it's this time of season again, isn't it, where Gordon's, I remember this side of Christmas last year thinking, wow, Gordon's going to smash Cheltenham. Everything I seemingly backed were trained by him, and that's just the nature of how they train. Like, Gordon comes out early, doesn't he? And then Christmas comes, Willie gets going, and then all them Gordon horses don't look so attractive, do they? But still, he won the Stayers Hurdle, he won the Albert Bartlett. We did get on the Stella Story, didn't we? And he hit the bar in an awful lot of races at Cheltenham last year. So that's just how it is, you get to see Gordon's good ones first and then Willie's. So, but I'm mindful of that. I think you do need to temper your enthusiasm for some of Gordon's until we've seen Willie's. But even so, we did, the each way on the 50-1 shot last week, didn't we? And this girl's 33s, so yeah, they could bet at the prices, I'd suggest. And that's about it for today. Yeah, I thought about half an hour for today. Yeah, this week we've got some cracking meetings, haven't we? At the end of the week, Cheltenham and the Van. So I'm not going to be able to do the Fridays, I don't think, for pretty much the whole of November. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I suspect we're going to have plenty to talk about when I see you again. I'm away this weekend, so it could possibly be Tuesday. There's going to be a lot in this, so I may not get it done for Monday. It may be Tuesday next week, being away for the weekend. And that's all that then. So, all the best then. Well, thanks for your time. Good luck for the week. It looks a great week coming up. And yeah, I'll see you again soon. Bye.